Well, here it is, Monday. Didn't get a whole lot done today. Got the makeshift shocks in place. Went ahead and started to primer and paint some of the bare steel and cleaned up some spots where once the fuel cell's in, it's gonna be hard to get to. But do got it sitting at ride height, which is a little tall. But I mean, everything looks good. Angles look good. Everything's looking nice. This is, like I said, 2-3 inches up would be perfect. It's just a little bit off. We can kind of see it. Got the angle right for the center bar of the hoop. A makeshift shock, temporary, hold it in place. That's it. Haven't got a whole lot filmed. Haven't did a whole lot done either, but made a makeshift little shock, just temporarily. Bolted the kingpin mount, and then we got the shock, adjustable shock mount on the center post with the shock hoop. Got a notch, the whole 9 yards. Figure that's got to be the most important part. That's got to be right. The hoop's just got to hold it in place. It's been a lot of work, a lot of measuring, a lot of figuring out. Plus, like we got the body sitting to where it's got to sit. And that took a lot of figuring out. Initially, I was not happy with the height, but now it's kind of grown on me and it ain't too bad. Oh, yeah, my brain hurts. It's just been a lot of measuring. No, trying to get this shock hoop on. They're about an inch off it so far. Kind of ended the last video off abruptly. I hit the button and stopped recording, so here it is, Friday. So I can stand up in here. Ooh, that's about it. Ooh, I think after grinding, that'll be it. Hell yeah. It's about a 1/4 inch, but I gotta put this off at an angle anyways, and well, go figure. That's about the same size the gap is up here. So about a 1/4 inch of grinding, get it at the right angle. I'll get this shock hoop tacked on, and this one will be ready to go. Hell yeah. Well, I did have it welded on. It was looking okay, at least from where I was at. I know my middle bar is slightly crooked and angled. It ain't perfect, but at the same time, that's not centered either, so it throws it all off a little bit. But I don't care if it's not 100%. It don't have to be. It is just a bog truck, and I've never done this really. Not to this extent. But I had it on there, and it was just so far off, like it was like way over. Like not even close to centered. And the hoop everything looked so funky and weird. And the worst part is I went through and I put a lot of tacks on it because I thought I was gonna leave it for welding. Nope. Busted it all off, and then I overground this side. So then I went through and took off a little more at the top. But other than that decent little gap, it's about 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, that's gonna be fun, but there's worse gaps than that that's been welded. But the other side's good. The fitment's way better on both of these than it was. So I'm much happier with it like this. But Now you can see, now I gotta somehow duplicate it to the other side. Heck yeah. Oh, and I had to take the hood out, open the hood up, get some light in there so we can see. But now, I guess I'm gonna get started on the other side and just be ready to weld up tomorrow. Fully weld up, I mean. Hell yeah. We get Brandon back on the welder. He's gonna come over and do a bunch of work to that. Hell, he might even be over tonight. He's gonna add a lot more tube. We got a bunch of tube, and he's gonna come through and just brace all this in. I mean, he wants this thing strong. And then he got some hoops, which are gonna go kind of around, and then kind of the same on the front. We'll see. We'll get him to explain it and show it. There. That knot should be good. I'm happy with that. Now I just gotta get my angle I need down there. Oh, I'm better at doing manual notches. Well, sort of. This side was already cut. It was already a notch that I had to just clean up and change a little bit. But, hell yeah. Should work. Getting there. Oh, got my center line. Got it sitting where it's gonna sit, roughly. Oh shit. Got the angle in it. Everything's there, but I need to cut and notch out my wheel well. I got another one for this other side. I'm planning on running them just because that'll help keep a lot of mud out of the inside of the engine bay. Plus mud proofing as well, box the motor in. And this will also keep the image of it still kind of somewhat looking like an actual truck. When you see wheel wells instead of just open straight through. But this one won't come out. All the damn bolts just want to spin. So I think I'm just going to come in and notch a U or something in it. That way, because it's got to be clearance for the shocks anyways. Nope, come along. I'll get this on tonight and probably get the hoops at least measured and starting the angle and get them maybe tacked in place. We'll see. And then might call it a night. Well, got it tacked on. Got the hoop sitting up there. Now I just got to get the angle I need on both of those ends down there. Basically, I should be able to just damn near trace it out with that straight edge there, and that'll at least get it close. I think if I cut on it, by the time it swings in there, it'll be a little off. But I'll draw the line on it, cut it short on this side, and then make up the differences of the grinder as I need. Or I mess it up and got to buy a new one. But, well, got it all tacked in. Fitment's really good on that one. Working on putting that shock bracket together. Grind this up and get it welded on. real loud. Spit on it.
No, I blew on it. That's pretty still on the drive a little bit.
I think it failed. Yeah, it's broke. It's not wrong if it's crooked, actually. All right, camera's rolling no matter what now. The whole fucking truck. Springs might be too heavy for it. They could be too. I mean,
Only 3/4 of an inch, but
well, this will wrap this week's video up. Video number 2. Been here 2 weeks now, and we dragged it in, and now it'll roll. Every time I get something built, there seems to be something I did wrong. It just goes back and forth, kind of learning curve. It hits you though, because it kind of sucks. You spend, a day's worth of work, you got to redo. But I got to redo this. The first shock hoop I did, I knew I didn't like it, and I redid it once already. And then now that it's done, it's still not right. And it's fully welded, so that kind of sucks. I'm gonna hope I can come through and just cut it as close as I can without losing a whole lot of material, and then reposition it and re-weld it because the angle is wrong on it. It's hard to tell in video, but measures out, this is actually angled. It's angled the right way, but it's only angled 2 degrees. It's almost straight up vertical, which, I don't know, you could probably live with that. But come over to my other side, and this is how I want it to be. This one's angled nice at 4 degrees. So I got a 2 degree difference between side to side. 2 degrees that could be in a few different ways that's making that up, My axle could be off center, Half inch over one way to the passenger side is going to pull everything over, So I ain't jumping the gun just yet, but I'm pretty sure it's the hoop. But I have not seen this truck able to roll since 2016. So that's a huge win. Beyond excited. Kind of started to try to get the body situated. I gotta stop using that word situated. Trying to get the body sitting where it needs to go. It's close. Actually, it's not even close. It's just better than what it was. Set the fuel cell back up in there. I need to cut the angle iron. Get that welded on there. Cleaned up and painted. I'm slowly starting to clean the frame up in spots. I mean, a little bit here, a little bit there, and eventually it'll all get done. Hopefully have a radiator coming this week. I'll even try to get that mounted in there. Just because it all adds up, it's all got to get done. Another thing that bugged me, I had someone point out today that you got less room between the bed and that shock versus this side. And I went, well, how? Shouldn't it be? And I measured the front of the bed. The front of the bed measures out the same on both sides. Come back here, though. This gap from right here at the fender to the frame. And this one is closer here. So the back end of my bed is shifted to the passenger side a little bit. So that means I get to do a couple things. I could try to clean or grind those welds off and then slide that over it's like a 1/2 inch to 1 inch, somewhere around there in between that. Or cut these two off completely and just start over with them. I mean, it's cheap black pipe. I got a whole stick of it right there. And that would literally take all of 1/2 an hour. So that ain't nothing. And it's not like I'm building anything fully off the bed. So it's not exactly square. But nope, it's coming along. I'm excited and bummed at the same time, Shit hits you, it kind of sucks. But also got Brandon's now all on shocks. That's awesome. As you saw in the video, got new hoops, front and rear, crossbar, shocks on, had to redo down there, the lower mount. What else did he get done? Welded in some new brackets for there. Patrick saw you got the battery box in. It's coming along. He's got to still get the seat out and weld everything on the inside of the cage. After that, it's just wiring, set the body on, tires, plumb it. Still a lot of work, but it's coming. It's roller again. And then Morgan came over, helped Alan out. They got the transfer case back in. It's now yoke to yoke, no more drive shaft. So I brought that case forward a lot, and it's going to help with that rear drive shaft angle. But still waiting on the engine. Hopefully the engine for this is here next week, and then this will just be shocks, and it'll be pretty much done. But all right, gonna end the video off there. I start back in on Monday. We'll figure out where we go next. I don't know if I'm gonna fix that, start setting engine transfer case, work on stuff in the bed, situate the body. Hell, I don't even think my axles aren't even fully sitting right under the chassis because they're just, I'll show you. They're not even tightened down. All the spacers are still on one side, and that's the way it is on every link. So, yeah, I got a lot of work. But, all right, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up if you stuck around. We appreciate it. And we're going to try doing more and more of these videos. We're going to keep including Alan, Brandon, Patrick, me, all of us actually physically working. So, all right, catch you later.